Agamemnon, Menelaus, may the gods who hold the halls of Olympus give you choice, then safe passage home. Just set my daughter free, my dear one. Here, accept these gifts, honor the gods who strike from worlds the way of Apollo.
And all the ranks of Achaeans cried out their assent. Respect the priest, accept the shining ransom. But it brought no joy to the heart of Agamemnon. The king dismissed the priest with a brutal order ringing in his ears.
Just now, Agamemnon, great field marshal, most grasping man alive, how can the generous Argives give you prizes now? Return the girl to the god, at least for now. We Achaeans will pay you back 3 times and 4 times over.
Well, desert us if you want. I never begged you to stay on my account. Of all warlords loved by the gods, I hate you the most. If I am meant to capture Troy, I will do it because I'm greater than you. May the next man shrink to me in strength.
He broke off in anguish great Achilles. The heart in his rugged chest was pounding, torn. Should he draw the long, sharp sword at his hip, thrust through the ranks and kill Agamemnon now? Or check his rage and beat his fury down? As his racing spirit veered back and forth, just as he drew his huge blade from its sheath, down from the vaulting heavens swept Athena. The white-armed goddess Hera sped her down. Hera loved both men and cared for both alike. Rearing behind him, Pallas seized his fiery hair, and Achilles saw her. None of the other fighters. Struck with wonder, he spun around. He knew her at once. Pallas Athena, the terrible blazing of those eyes, and his winged words went flying. Why now? Child of Zeus with the shield of thunder, why come now? To witness the outrage Agamemnon just committed. I tell you this, and so help me in its truth. He'll soon pay for his arrogance with his life. Her gray eyes cleared. The goddess Athena answered, down from the skies I come to check your rage, if only you will yield. The white-armed goddess Hera sped me down. She loves you both. She cares for you both alike. Stop this fighting now. Don't lay hand to sword. Lash him with threats of the price that he will face. And I tell you this, and I know it is the truth. One day glittering gifts will lie before you, 3 times over to pay for all his outrage. Hold back now, obey us both. So she urged, and the swift runner complied at once. I must, when the two of you hand down commands. Goddess, a man submits through his heart breaks with fury. Better for him by far. If a man obeys the gods, they're quick to hear his prayers. And with that, Achilles stayed his burly hand on the silver hilt and slid the huge blade back in its sheath. He would not fight the orders of Athena. Soaring home to Olympus, she rejoined the gods, aloft in the halls of Zeus, whose shield is thunder. But Achilles rounded on Agamemnon once again, lashing out at him, not relaxing his anger for a moment.
At Thetis' request, Zeus intervenes to help the Trojans defeat the Achaeans. Bitter fighting resumes, causing massive casualties on both sides. Although the Achaeans suffer a disadvantage from Achilles' absence, they manage to subdue the Trojans. Under the leadership of Diomedes, the Achaeans drive the Trojans back into temporary retreat behind the city gates. Realizing the gravity of the Trojan cause, Hector and his men go to Priam's palace to urge the gods to take pity on Troy. Hector always tries to persuade his brother Paris, who caused the war by abducting Helen, to fight. Finally, Hector goes in search of his wife, Andromache. A flash of his helmet, and off he strode, and quickly reached his sturdy, well-built house. But white-armed Andromache, Hector could not find her in the halls. She and the boy and the servant, finely gowned, were standing watch in the tower, sobbing, grieving. When Hector saw no sign of his loyal wife inside, he went to the doorway, stopped, and asked the servants,
Where has Andromache gone? To my sister's house? To my brother's wife with the long flowing robes? Or Athena's shrine where the noble Trojan women gather to win the great grim goddess over? Dear Zeus, please help me find my wife.
You're gonna die. You're gonna leave your little man, an orphan, and your beautiful woman, a widow. You gotta quit this.
All these ways on my mind to dear woman, but I would die in shame to face the woman and men of Troy and Trojan as a coward. If we are defeated, you must live in the land of Argos, where you would be known as the wife of the stallion. Goodbye, my son.
Andromache goes home, where she and her handmaidens mourn Hector in anticipation of his death. Paris takes arms and joins Hector in driving the Achaeans out of Troy. Hector and the Trojans campaign vigorously until they completely drive the Achaeans off the battlefield back to their ships. To prevent the Achaeans from sailing away, the Trojans light watchfires and camp on the plain overnight, ready to attack in the morning. The demoralized Achaean army feels handicapped by Achilles' absence. To persuade their most valuable fighter to reconsider and join the battle, Agamemnon sends Odysseus on an embassy to Achilles.
Come, my Mudbudil. Ah, Odysseus, thou fellow servant of Agamemnon, what brings you here?
I have to try to persuade you to join the fight once more.
Oh, don't pity me with your troubles of your woman, Troy.
Listen to your father's advice. Peleus once told you to keep your anger in check, lest it overtake you. And besides, Agamemnon has promised you riches beyond your imagination for just helping the Achaeans take Troy. And if you don't do it for Agamemnon, think about the Greeks and the Argives. They will value you as a god for what you do today.
To Hades with your king, to Hades with your gods, to Hades with Troy, to Hades with Agamemnon. Leave now.
Then you will die before the day's end.
Hecuba, Hector's mom, begs Hector not to go.
Please do not go, son. Priam, talk to your son.
Hector, don't be a fool. Listen to your mother.
I shall not hide behind these walls like a coward.
Then you shall die, fool.
Hector walks outside the walls of Troy.
May the gods be with me.
Hector beats his spear against his shield.
I will slay Achilles like I slayed Patroclus. I will do it for Troy and my family. I do not fear you, Achilles.
Achilles walks to the walls of Troy.
Oh, sugar honey, sweet iced tea.
Hector runs away. Achilles chasing him 3 times around the city. Big Daddy Zeus sits on his throne next to Achilles.
I take pity on Achilles.
As do I, father, what shall I do?
Big Daddy Zeus strokes his beard.
You come to me on the day of this historic battle, and you ask for my assistance. Go forth and aid Achilles in his quest for revenge.
Shall I disguise myself, father?
Yes, Achilles. Go to Thoas's brother, Amphibius, and see that Hector fails.
Athena goes up to Hector.
It is I, your brother Dephibus, not Athena, if you were thinking that. See here my mustache. I am here to help you defeat Achilles.
Praise the gods, here he comes.
Achilles appears.
Achilles, if you die, I shall take your body to your family. Will you do the same for me?
No. Achilles throws his spear at Hector. Hector dodges. Athena picks up the spear and hands it back to Achilles.
Look, it's Hercules.
Like Hector is not looking. Achilles spears Hector in the neck.
What if that memories of Patroclus and Achilles in rage? And Achilles, in anguish and rage, went to go get his racing team to the chariot, and with Hector's body tied to the back of the chariot, Achilles lashed the steeds and dragged the body to and fro before the city. All of the citizens were watching Achilles, and they stood around weeping. After Achilles and the Greeks had taken their revenge on Hector's body, they paid funeral rites to their friend Patroclus. Achilles did not take part in any of the festivities. Instead, Achilles still drags Hector's body around Patroclus' tomb. But Apollo would not let the body become disfigured with all the abuse. He preserved it from abuse, and Priam then comes along to beg Achilles for Patroclus' body.
Remember your own father, great godlike Achilles, as old as I am, past the threshold of deadly old age. But at least he hears you're still alive. But I, dear God, my life so cursed by fate, I fathered her sons in the wide realm of Troy. Now not a single one is left, I tell you. But one was left me to guard my walls, my people. The one you killed the other day, defending his fatherland, my Hector. It's all for him I've come to the ships now, to win him back from you. I bring a priceless ransom. Revere the gods, Achilles. Pity my own right. Remember your own father. I deserve more pity. I have endured what no one on earth has ever done before. I put to my lips the hand of the man who killed my son.
Poor man, how much you've borne. Pain to break the spirit. What daring brought you down to the ships all alone to face the glance of a man who killed your own son? You have a heart of iron, but you must bear up now. Enough of the endless tears. The pain that breaks the spirit. Grief for your son will do no good at all. You will never bring him back to life. To life, sooner you must suffer worse.
Don't make me sit on a chair, Achilles, prince. Not while Hector lies uncared for in your camp. Give him back to me. Now no more delay. I must see my son with my own eyes. Accept the ransom I bring you, a king's ransom. Enjoy it, all of it. Return to your own native land, safe and sound, since now you've spared my life.
No more, old man. Don't tempt my wrath, not now. My own mind's made up to give you your son back. A messenger brought the word of Zeus, my mother. And what's worse, I can see through your Priam. No hiding the fact from me, one of the gods has led you here. No man alive, not even a rugged youth, would dare to come to my camp. Never. So don't anger me now. Don't steer my raging heart anymore, or wonder my own roof, or may not spare your life, old man. Supplement that you are, may break the laws of Zeus. Battle and amid the body. Priam must not see his son.
Everyone came to see the fallen hero, foremost among them his wife, Andromache, and his son.
Agamemnon, Menelaus, geared for war, Olympus gives you plunder and safe passage home. Set my daughter free and accept these gifts of Apollo.
Never again let me catch sight of you by the hollow shies. The staff and wreaths of God will never save you. For the girl I keep, old age will overtake her, and Argos far from her fatherland. Now go, don't tempt my wrath.
Hear me, Apollo, sacrosanct Lord and power of Tenedos, Smithius, God of the plague. Hear my prayer, for I have roofed a shrine to please your heart, and burned the long rich bones of bulls and goats at your holy altar. Let my prayer be answered.
Achilles, dear to Zeus, you order me to explain Apollo's anger. I will tell you if you make a part with me. Swear to defend me with all your heart, for I will enrage a man. I see it now, a man who lords over all the Argives.
I swear by Apollo, dear to Zeus, for when you reveal God's will, no one, not while I am alive, will he lay his heavy hands on you, not even Agamemnon.
Beware, for he casts no blame. A sacrifice we failed. The god is enraged because Agamemnon spurned his priests. He refused to free his daughter and refused the ransom. That is why I, the archer, sends us pains. Carry a handed sacred boughs to Chryses' town only.
Seer of misery, misery always warms your heart. Your prophecies never, your prophet, it said, brought to pass. Now you divine God's will. Brought it about as fact. I refuse the glittering price for your young girl. For her, I prefer by far. I am willing to give her back, for I want my people safe, not see them dying, but fetch me another prize in return.
But how, Agamemnon, can the Argives give you prizes now? I know of no troves of treasures piled, lying idle anywhere, so return the girl for now.
Brave as you are, godlike Achilles, trying to cheat me. Oh no, you won't take me that way. No, if you are generous, you will give me a prize just as equal. But if they do not, I will take your Ajax or Aetius prize.
Shameless, armored in shamelessness, always shrewd with greed. The Trojans never died me damage, not in the least. We all followed you to please you, to fight for you, to win Phthia for you. Better that way by far.
I have come to check your rage, if only you will yield. The white-armed goddess lures for you both alike. Stop this fighting, for glittering gifts will lie before you 3 times over to pay for his outrage. Obey us both.
I must when the 2 of you hand down the commands. Staggering drunk, with your dog's eyes, your fawn's heart, worthless husk the men you rule. If not Atrides, this outrage would have been your last, for I swear my oath upon it. By this scepter that never again will put forth crown and branches, but then Atrides, herald as you will be when your hordes of fighters drop and die by man-killing Hector.
Desert by all means. If the spirit drives you home, others will do me honor. You I hate, you the most of all. You are nothing to me, you and your anger. If Apollo on taking charities, I will give her back, but I will personally take your own prize and wait so you can learn how much greater I am than you.
Zeus, Father Zeus, bring this prayer to pass. Honor my son Achilles, doomed to the shortest life of any man on earth. But you exhale him. Zeus, your urging rule of the world. Come, giant dove. Come, grant the Trojans victory after victory till they pay back.
Hey, wife.
Hi.
So I'm going to war for Troy.
Now so soon?
You gotta watch Chancho.
Have you no pity, our helpless son?
Well, I gotta go protect Troy.
Reckless one, my Hector. Your own fierce curse will destroy you.
I would die for Troy.
Nothing but torment.
In this war, everyone must suffer.
Not those who don't deserve it.
The innocent are always the first affected.
Why are you putting me through this?
I'm not as Achilles.
Achilles will pay.
With his greedy honor, yes.
Hector leaves.
Achilles, we need you in battle.
No, I'm not coming.
But Troy needs you.
I don't care.
Well, help us in some way.
Take my armor then.
Hey, bro, I don't know.
Achilles flat. It's a beating, Trojan.
I killed her.
As the battle reaches its climax, Achilles begins to corner Hector and maintains hot pursuit.
Run all you want, but I will catch you.
If the gods can't kill me, nobody can.
Sorry.
He challenges our world.
As Hector gets far away, the gods intervene and pick Achilles and rush him closer to Hector.
Even gods wish you dead? Now die, Achilles. Throw the spear again. Throw it at me. Throw it. Oh, gosh. Your arrogance has been your downfall. As my dying wish, I pray the gods strike you dead. If the gods wish me dead, then soon so it will be. Oh God, my blood! I can draw my blood. Okay.
The Greeks held a funeral for Achilles' best friend Patroclus and held games the next day.
My best friend is not gone forever. Dear Patroclus, I will defend your honor and I will fight for you.
Achilles has nightmares reminding him of all his wrongdoings and Patroclus' death. Achilles continues dragging Hector's body around, and the gods feel pity for Hector and protects his dead corpse.
If Hector never burned in your honor, things of oxen fall as goods, to save him even his body, so his wife, mother, and his child, his father Priam, and his Priam's people.
Mortals love Prince Hector dearly. Best of all the mortals born in Troy, and he gave me gifts to please my heart.
Zeus orders Thetis to tell Achilles to give the body of Hector to Priam. Priam is safely guided by Hermes through the ships. Priam enters Achilles' tent and walks past the feast right up to Achilles. He gets on his knees.
Remember your father, great Achilles. No one to help him in disaster. No one but at least he hears you're still alive. And his old heart replaces, but I, dear God, my life's so covered by fate. I deserve pity for what has happened. Take the ransom I give to you and return my son.
Poor man, how much you've learned. Pain to break the spirit you faced. Ships alone to face the glance of the man who killed your son. You have a heart of a lion. Let us grieve together.
Achilles goes on about grieving and Priam starts to lose his patience.
No more delay. I must see my son with my own eyes. Thank you, dear Achilles. My city will be grateful and Hector will finally rest in peace.
Don't tempt my wrath, old man. I'll give you your son. I know you were led with care by the order of Zeus, but I may not spare your life. You got that?
Priam becomes terrified and obeys Achilles. While Achilles plans a feast, he tells the serving women to bathe and appoint Hector's body. After Hector is wrapped in, Priam takes his chariot and takes him and drags it.
Thank you, dear Achilles. My city will be grateful, and Hector will finally rest in peace.
After Priam returned to Troy with his beloved son, the city of Troy celebrated with a funeral that lasted 12 days.
King Peleus and Thetis, the sea goddess, are Achilles' parents. When they married, they invited everybody but Eris, goddess of discord. Angry at this, she tossed a gold apple engraved with "To the fairest" into the crowd. Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite all claimed the apple. Paris, a Trojan prince, was chosen to choose the fairest of the three. Each gave him a bribe, and Paris chose Aphrodite of the most beautiful women alive for a bride. This woman was Helen, who was already married to Menelaus, king of Sparta. Paris went to Menelaus' court as a guest, and violated the bond of hospitality by seducing and abducting Helen and taking her back to Troy. Menelaus went to Agamemnon, king of Mycenae, for his help. Together, they left on an expedition against Troy to reclaim Helen and to destroy Troy. The war lasted for 10 years until Troy was taken. Agamemnon took Chryseis captive, which angered Apollo and as a consequence sent a plague down on him and his troops. Chryseis, priest of Apollo and father of Chryseis, went to the Achaean army to beg for her back. He mostly begged Agamemnon and Menelaus and said, Agamemnon, Menelaus, Can you pause it? It doesn't pause. What? It doesn't pause. Athens' 2 sons, may the gods who hold the halls of Olympus give you Priam's city to plunder. Then I cannot read this.
Do the best you can.
Then safe passage home. Just set my daughter free, my dear me. Here accept these gifts, this ransom. Honor the god who strikes from worlds away, the son of Zeus, Apollo. Everybody urged Agamemnon to give Chryseis back, and still his response was, Never again, old man, let me catch sight of you by hollow ships, not loitering now, not slinking back tomorrow. The staff and wreaths of God will never save you then. The girl I wait, give up the girl. Long before that, old age will overtake her in my house, in Argos, far from her fatherland, slaving back and forth at the loom, forced to shame my bed. The old man obeyed this order and went back home and prayed to his Apollo to bring his daughter back to him, away from the war. Apollo heard him and did not give him mercy on the warriors. The plague went on, and more soldiers died still. The soldiers were still wounded of the cause of the plague, so they gathered and sent a priest to tell them.
Let us question a holy man, a prophet, even a man skilled with dreams. Someone tell us what angers Apollo. Why is he punishing us, and why has he sent this plague?
Achilles, you ask what angers Apollo. I will tell you, but only if you promise to defend me with everything you have. I see it, a king, one of the Achaeans. Consider this. Will you save me?
Come out with it. Tell me. Reveal the will of God, whether you may know, and I swear no one will harm you, even if you tell me.
The gods are enraged because Agamemnon refused to return Chryseis' daughter. He refused the ransom. Apollo punishes us now, but if we give her back, he will cease. But this time, no ransom or reward will please him.
Why punish me? Do you get pleasure from giving miserable news? Is that why Apollo punishes us? Because I refuse a ransom for Chryseis? Indeed, I prefer her better than all, even my wife Clementia, who I see only for children. I will give her back for my people only if I get another girl, unless I leave without my honor. Look, you are all witness. My pride is snatched away. It's disgraceful.
Just how, Agamemnon, how can Archives give you a price now? I see nothing left of words for you. Everything we have is divided evenly, but take it if you must, and that will be a disgrace. So give the girl back for now. We will pay you back for her twice, no, 3 times as much. As long as we can defeat Troy, it will be worth it.
Not so quickly, trying to trick me. You won't get past me. You sit calmly by with your own prize while I sit here empty-handed. Is that why you want me to give her back? No. I get what I desire, or I will take one myself. Yours, or Ajax's, or Augeas' prize. Enough of this. Let us sail with the men we have. Let one of the leading captains take command. Perform the rites for us and calm the god yourself.
You, armored in shamelessness, always shrewd with greed, how could anyone follow you to sail straight to Troy with full force? Not I, us. The Trojans never did me any danger, not ever. They never stole my cattle or my horses. How could they? All that land between us, no, we followed you to please you. And you, what do you care? Nothing. No, I will not give up my prize for you. I will go back to Phthia. I have no mind to do your bidding.
Desert us, by all means, go home. I won't beg you to stay on my account. Others will take my side. I hate you most of all the warlords loved by the gods. Go home, you are nothing to me. Let this be a warning. I will send back Chryseis with my crew, but then I will take your prize, so you can learn I am greater than you. I will forever be greater than anyone.
Okay. Hector is in search of his wife, Andromache.
Where's my wife Andromache?
She's ran to the Scaean gates to hide from the war with your son.
Hector finds his wife at the Scaean gates with his son Andromache, pleads not to fight.
Please don't fight. My family's gone because of the war, and you'll die too. I don't want to have a fatherless son, and I don't want to be widowed.
I cannot be a coward. I have to fight for everyone. Oh, big and mighty Z, please give my son good looks and fight us down like me.
Hector goes to war and finds Patroclus. He kills Patroclus, which makes Achilles mad, and so he enters the war to avenge Hector.
Patroclus is dead!
You must fight in the war to avenge his death.
I must avenge his death.
Soon I will slay the true Achilles. For now, let's celebrate Patroclus' death.
As the celebration went on, somehow the news of Patroclus' death reaches Achilles.
Hector shall pay for what he hath done.
The next day, Achilles suits up and charges into battle. It wasn't long before Achilles spotted Hector. He threw his spear straight into Hector's neck. Achilles slowly approaches.
Now the dogs and birds will maw and shame your corpse as my friend is buried in glory.
Please.
Hector confronts Patroclus and kills him. Achilles prepares for battle filled with rage. Hector and Achilles fight, and Achilles kills Hector.
My son, my Hector. You have my Hector. Pity me and give me my son.
Poor man. Sit in this chair. You're all alone to face the glance of the man who has killed your son. Stop the tears. They will not bring him back to life.
I will not sit while my Hector is being uncared for. Accept these gifts and give my son. I must see him with my own eyes.
Men, take him away. Patroclus, do not be angry with me. I let his father have Prince Hector back. He gave worthy gifts. You shall have your share, my friend. Your son is now free, old man, just as you requested. Now we will eat supper.
Achilles calls a 12-day truce with Troy, so they can perform Hector's funeral rites.
People of Troy, gather wood for 9 days. Do not fear of an ambush. Achilles vowed not to do harm for 12 days.
On the 10th day, they placed Hector's body on the wood, flung a torch and set his body to flames, and so they told him to bury Hector, breaker of forces.